Welcome everybody to the Charlie West Wrestling Show. I am your host, Charlie West, and I'm here today with Tom once more.
Yes, I'm back. Not
Absolutely.
wrong.
By unpopular demand.
Yeah.
But we're here this week to talk about our top 10 gimmicks that we like despite ourselves.
I consider guilty pleasure gimmick.
That also works, yeah. Gimmicks where on paper we saw that gimmick and we're like, this was going to be bad. We don't think this is going to be very good at all.
Something when you see it, you think, I shouldn't like this, but I do.
Yes.
So any kind of like guilty pleasure thing, like
exactly.
Lady Gaga's one of my guilty pleasures in like music.
I see, yes. She's not a great wrestler.
Not who knows? She's a talent of many different skills.
That is true. Who knows? Maybe she is. If Logan Paul can wrestle, then maybe Lady Gaga can.
I wouldn't put it past her.
There we are.
She's amazing.
So, shall we begin?
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 10 is The New Day. Because I don't know if you remember when they first debuted, they had those vignettes of like the gospel choir, and hey, we're all just positive, and we just love life. And it was horrible. And everyone thought it was horrible. And everyone just wanted them to go away. And then they turned heel. It was great. Because when people you want to go away turn heel, we don't want them to go away anymore.
It's like, hey, now that we are supposed to boo you, we like it.
Yeah. And for me, that just became like, they just over time just got better and better and better. And we're like, we get to the point now where people have desperately wanted to see two different members of that group become world champion. And I almost feel like people would be happy with the other one becoming world champion at some point in the future.
I would be very happy if the third one became world
I would.
champion.
I think Xavier Woods would be great to have a little championship run.
That'd be great.
But I mean, I don't know. How did you feel the New Day when they first came out?
So the New Day first came out when I was on my wrestling hiatus.
Okay.
So I didn't see any of their initial stuff. So my introduction to them was like when they came out dressed as Saiyans in the big box of Bootios.
Okay.
So when I saw them, I instantly liked them. I was like, there's no guilty pleasure here. This is just fun.
Yeah, no. When they just suddenly started becoming fun, they just became great. But there was just that period where it just wasn't very good. Okay, but that's my number 10, the New Day.
My number 10 is something that just it seems really strange because it's about a guy who it's a name change, a person who changes his name wherever he goes.
I see. Just his surname?
Just his surname. Keeps the original name. So the Johnny whatever. Or right. Johnny wherever. Because it's wherever he is.
So Mundo,
Nitro, Elite, Down Under, Morrison, whatever. Great performer, and like this is just the gimmick of him changing his name to wherever he is. That's something that just it seems silly because I think if any other wrestler tried to do that, like in one company I'm this, in the other company I'm this, in one company I'm this, it wouldn't work. Like
Chris Dynamite, Chris Impact, Chris Jericho,
right? Stone Cold Steve Impact, Stone Cold Steve Elite, Stone Cold Steve Down Under. It doesn't work.
I'm pretty sure at some point Dixie Carter thought about having someone
Stone Cold
Steve Impact.
Stone Cold Steve Impact. But yeah, it seems something really silly that he's the only one who does that.
Yeah. No, I almost wondered if they were going to play on that when he came back to WWE, that they were maybe going to send him to NXT and make him Johnny NXT or Johnny Wrestling because of Gargano being there.
That would be a good feud.
Right.
Like, I'm Johnny Wrestling. Whoa, hang on there, buckaroo.
Yeah.
Like, I think that'd be a really good feud. But it's something that you think wouldn't work, but for him it does.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like when he shows up, it's like, Johnny Elite. Who the hell is Johnny? Oh,
right.
There it is. Johnny Mundo, Morrison,
I suppose
Nitro.
Johnny All.
Just Johnny wherever.
Yes. Okay, that's your number 9. So, that's your number 10 even. My number 9 is, now, theoretically, there's a group of 3 that all maybe come under this because it's the kind of thing that is silly, but kind of, it was doing things in a way that normally I wouldn't like. But when I really got back into wrestling, and this group were like one of the biggest sort of fun face group of mid-carders there, like a tag team and one big guy. And I sort of really kind of liked it. And despite myself, this one idiot just hopping around in a corner before just doing this and then giving someone like the most normal elbow drop, like fist drop type thing in the world.
It was not the most normal elbow drop in the world. It had the buildup of the worm.
Exactly.
See, when he was doing the worm, it built up momentum and kinetic energy so that when he went up and went, ha, 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 and then dropped it.
Yes.
He was like a Saiyan. He was his hair was up like a Super Saiyan.
Oh, it must have been
he was channeling his ki to bring it down.
Like the last WrestleBender. Or something.
Yeah,
but specifically, I've written down Scotty Too Hotty, but Too Cool in general.
I would say Too Cool in general. I would say because no one like solos Grandmaster Sexy.
No. I mean, who would? Yeah, that's why I thought like Scotty Too Hotty, because the reason I like.
Scotty Too Hotty was Too Cool.
Yeah.
If you take
Scotty Too Hotty, Rikishi, Grandmaster Sexy.
Like you could replace Grandmaster Sexy with almost anyone else. Like
exactly.
I mean, he had that great comeback in what was it, 2000?
Let's not talk about that. That was just sad. But no, but like because that was a sort of like it was a kind of cool that isn't my kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't really like a thing where like I was thinking like I like this, but it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, these are people doing cool MTV style stuff that I don't like, but I like it.
But make it work. They make it work.
But yeah, that's me. Too cool. Scotty Too Hot.
Exciting. So a gimmick I like that I really think I like when I initially saw it, I thought, oh, this is just a rehash of what this guy was doing before, but with the new name. Even has 3 of the members from his previous group. So my number 9 is the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Okay.
Because when I initially saw it, I'm like, oh, he's just like...
That's the inner circle, basically.
It's the inner circle. Like even Hager, Guevara, and Jericho, who I thought were the core of the inner circle, are there.
Yeah.
But they've just replaced
Santana
Ortiz with 2.0, formerly known as Everrise, and added Daniel Garcia. And I thought, it's just a rehash of the inner circle. But just Jericho going over the top with it and being like, the sports entertainer of the week, and I'm the wizard, and just... God damn it. I just thought, it's like, God damn it, Jericho, how do you make this shit work?
I mean, this is a man that got a list over. Yeah. And a potted plant.
A potted
at one point.
And bubbly.
Yeah.
He did run that into the ground.
Yes.
But yeah, like, I saw it, I was like, oh, they're just doing Inner Circle 2.0. But they've made it completely different. In their credit, they've made it completely different. And I'm enjoying it. I think Jericho just being like, I'm a wizard, is just, it's just bloody brilliant. It works.
He does have an ability to just pull off a lot of what he does. Not everything, and it's getting more misses than hits these days, but he has always still been able to like have those hits where he lands what he's trying to do. I do agree with you there.
But yeah, it's because initially when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's 2.0, Inner Circle 2.0. They even have 2.0 in it. Like
yes.
But no, I think they've made it work. Like it's like they've made it different enough from the Inner Circle that it works.
I can see that. So my number 8 is one of the newer ones on my list, and it's one that was because we started planning this a few weeks ago for this particular list, and a few weeks ago, which would have been probably early July, 2022. This person was on my list, and I was like, I like this gimmick, I like what it's doing, it's making me laugh, and then. Over the course of late July, it kind of petered out a little bit. And I was like, oh, maybe I was just thinking Cult of the New, like it's a bit too new. But just recently, as of when we're recording right now, which is just after the Monday Night Raw of August 15th, is the most recent one, this gimmick came back with a vengeance. And I am now all in on the I Wish to Speak with Zeke. I wish to walk with Elias. I wish to get on board with Elrod. I want to do all the things. Just the entire Ezekiel family.
I mean, I love that family photo because I sent it to you right after it airs. Like, I know you haven't seen Raw yet, but look at this.
Yeah.
No context, just look at this.
Yeah.
And it's like there's WWE building the best family storyline in decades.
Yeah, no, I just because when it first kicked off with just Kevin Owens giving his bed, like Kevin Owens made this character.
Kevin Owens just did great. It's like, how stupid are you? This is Elias. Like, no, it's not. This is Ezekiel. And everyone just laying it on, making Kevin Owens look more and more crazy. But like, it reminds me of, I can't remember the show, but it's like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Yeah, like, I don't know, but it was just like Kevin Owens just the whole time being like almost to the point of like maybe what I enjoy is Kevin Owens going crazy over a gimmick. Like just the fact that they just had him just be very, very unhappy.
Ezekiel's in the ring doing a promo. No. You are Elias. Where's your guitar?
Yes. And like there was that one episode on Raw where he said like, well, how about my older brother, Ken Owens will come? And he put himself in a grey wig and then like halfway through when they're doing the primary, like, someone's like, no, you idiot, it's Kevin Owens. And Lizzie was like, why would you lie? it's just so stupid that I love every part of it.
I agree.
It's one of the best things happening this year. And I just love the family photo.
It's just the family photo. Yeah. No, I definitely agree. So we're on number 8.
Yes.
Mine, again, something that I didn't think would work, but something I miss seeing on TV. This character's no longer on TV. But just a character who you see as a male model who walks into the ring with a selfie stick and has these big furry boots on, but they made a comedy character work, and that is Tyler Breeze.
Right.
So I watched Tyler Breeze in NXT, and of course I think Tyler Breeze is a really underrated wrestler. Partially because
they're willing to put him up against
Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yeah,
and they had an amazing match. I mean, take it, it's Jushin Thunder Liger, but and I think Max and Male Models has proven that you can do the male model gimmick as a comedy bit, but I think Max and Male Models are taking it too far.
Yeah, true. I respect Marseille and Mansoir for really embracing it.
Oh, they are living the gimmick.
Yes.
I mean, they're doing it well. But Tyler Breeze kind of rode that fine line of like, I'm comedy, but I will still kick you in the face and win a match.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like I see the gimmick. If you look at the gimmick on paper, just a narcissist walking to the ring with a selfie stick. I mean, walking to the ring with a selfie stick, looking at himself, like, I'm so pretty.
Yeah.
Sings his own theme song.
Yes.
You wouldn't think it works, but
yeah,
I really enjoyed seeing Tyler Breeze on TV.
I get that. I think there was a bit of a lull in that character where he essentially became Zoolander for me. Like in between,
because again, this is I'm specifically talking about the
him
NXT.
like doing the NXT stuff and him making his new friend later on.
Right. So the NXT stuff, it kind of rode the fine line of like, I'm a male model, but look, I can challenge for the NXT championship, and it's legitimate. Like you actually think, oh wow, he could actually win the championship at this time. Yeah. But again, this is the great main roster call-ups where, hey, you're gonna do this now. Your name's now. You're now just Breeze, and or no, you're not just Tyler.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. And so they turned the goofiness up on him when they got to the main roster. But on NXT, I thought Tyler Breeze on paper was a character that wouldn't work, but it was a character I really enjoyed seeing on TV.
That's very fair. He became a lot of fun as time went on. Okay, so my number.
Plus I like watching him up those come down, and I'm a little biased towards him.
Fair enough. So my number 7 is this is kind of my traditional wildcard cheat entry. Where it's a bunch of different people that technically aren't connected to each other, but they have a thread that goes through them.
Oh, the Kevin Bacon effect.
Potentially. So there are 2 specific examples here, but it does connect to a few others as well that I think have had the same sort of effect. It's anyone that has been made to be the Mrs. Lackey or the Mrs. Sidekick.
So you're kind of classifying the Mrs. Sidekick.
Yes. So specifically, Ms. Dow and the B Team are the 2 main ones that come to mind. Both of those gimmicks should not work.
No,
they should just be there to be idiots that get beaten up on behalf of the
Ms. Dow just being, I'm your stunt double. I'm going to take all the hits for you.
Exactly. And that just when he started just copying the match on the side of the ring,
that was
like the B Team as well. Like 2 people with no charisma, just suddenly having all the charisma in the world.
What are you talking about? That's Michael McGillicuddy you're talking about.
Exactly. But I would also extend it to Alex Riley. Like Alex Riley felt relevant and important. Like The Miz, when The Miz gets given someone whose job is to just put The Miz over, The Miz gets them over as well. Like The Miz is able to do that. Like he can have them do what they're supposed to do, which is help him win matches and help him get above where his kayfabe level on the card should be.
Right.
But he also gets them over. People wanted The Miz Dow to win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. People wanted the B Team to win tag team championships. They did. They beat the leader worlds to get. I also believe that The Miz is partly to thank from the fact that Triple H was able to immediately put Ciampa into the US title picture, because The Miz had him as like a guy that was just running on and doing stuff, but The Miz was building him up and backing him up and saying like, this isn't just some guy, this is a guy that's important.
I hope
like anyone else that had that, he would have just been a guy that's just been doing nothing with the Miz for 4 weeks.
as a fellow Tom, I am hoping Tommaso Ciampa gets his name back.
That would be nice. Yes. Be the better Tom. You're in the top 50 wrestling Toms that I know. Yeah. But no, specifically Miz Dow and the B team.
Right.
But just
so
anyone who
has
been
been Mrs. Sidekick,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Or brought in as Mrs. Sidekick.
Yeah, anyone who's aim to be brought in to be below a minion of the Miz. A Miznian.
A Miznian. Midian?
No, not a Midian. I don't want Midian to be
you know what?
like next time Miz brings in Naked Midian. This is my new guy.
Next thing you know, Naked Midian, US champion.
Oh, maybe.
Anyways, my
I
number
know what the
7.
Miz can do with a prop.
You know, they're massive. Anyways, my number 7 again is something you look on paper, and you think, what is this person thinking? It's something super outlandish. Someone who thinks they're a pirate.
Oh, Paul London.
Paul Burchill.
Paul Burchill.
Get your Pauls
Duh.
correct. Anyway,
So close.
Someone who thinks they're
So close.
No, it's not Paul Burchill. But someone who thinks not only they're a pirate, but they're a princess as well.
That's insane.
It is insane as well. And my number 7 is Kairi Sane.
Ooh.
Yeah. So again, when I don't watch a lot of the Japanese stuff or Stardom or stuff.
Okay.
Stardom wrestling or a lot of Japanese wrestling. A lot of my wrestling is more of the Western, European, and
I'm also that.
But when I heard about okay, there's this wrestler whose gimmick is she is a pirate, a Japanese wrestler whose gimmick is a pirate, and you think it wouldn't work, but as soon as I saw her first couple matches and saw her elbow drop, which Kairi Sane has the best elbow drop in all of wrestling, and you can fight me on that.
I'd say it's top 2 of all time, alongside the original.
Right? I mean, I'd say. Macho Man would watch her elbow drop and be like, "Oh yeah!" Like Macho Man would really like it.
Yeah.
But when I saw her matches, I was like, I want her to win everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Give her all the championships. And then what really sold me was when she won the NXT championship.
Yeah.
Because she had it. She was one of the
she
only
had it
people.
for a cup of coffee, didn't she?
She had it for a cup of coffee. She beat Shayna Baszler for it. Had it for a cup of coffee, and then Shayna Baszler won it back on her. And then that's when Shayna started her really long run.
Yeah.
But there's this scene, and I remember watching it at NXT, where she has she keeps her title in a treasure chest.
Yes.
She keeps it in a treasure chest. And Shayna had stolen it or something, was holding it hostage. And she opens up her treasure chest, and it's empty, and she's so sad. And it's just like, Shayna, you monster! How could you do this to her?
That was quite the...
If someone who thinks they're a pirate, who comes out dressed as a pirate, has a wheel and everything, you think it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But she is talented enough to make everything work.
She is wonderful. She is someone that I wish...
She's great. And she's in Stardom now. I think she's just had a match for the championship one time of recording. I can't really remember. Again, I don't follow Japanese stuff. But yeah, with Kairi Sane, I loved almost everything she did. Especially... The one thing I really remember is the Royal Rumble, where she was interested in the Royal Rumble. I think it was the one in San Antonio. Right. Where I had that really, really long entryway. And she's running down the entryway, and she has her pirate spyglass.
Yes,
and she's looking at the ring, and she's just running full speed, looking to a pirate eyeglass. It's I hope she doesn't trip. But kudos to her; she is 100% doing the gimmick, and it's just
it's a very random gimmick, but it really does work.
It just works. It's one of those gimmicks you look at it on paper, and it's this is female Paul Burchill. Yeah, this. I mean, it didn't work the first time. Why is it going to work again? Yeah. But then you see her do everything with it, and you're like. You go to the moon, Kairi Sane. Yeah. You go to the moon and come down with the elbow and destroy the earth, and it's okay.
Yes.
I mean, there's a reason Brock Lesnar...
Let's not have that happen, but still.
I mean, the only reason Brock Lesnar came back to WWE is because Kairi Sane is no longer there.
I can understand.
I mean, because Kairi Sane...
Would murder.
Would murder Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
Brock Lesnar is afraid of Kairi Sane. That's the truth.
That's the only option I can think of, right? It's But that revelation aside, my number 6... And this is a wrestler who I think is really good, and a wrestler who I thought was really good. And this is more a result of a a heel turn
Mhm.
than specifically a gimmick change. But the heel turn did bring about a new gimmick, a new persona. And it's because it was someone who, you know how you have like wrestlers who, like, no matter how hard you try, no matter how good they are, you're going to be like Ricky Steamboat's not going to be a heel.
Right.
Rey Mysterio is not going to be a heel. Right. It's just not going to work.
No, it wouldn't work.
And then I believed that Bayley was also in that bracket of someone who was never going to work as a heel.
Heel Bayley.
Heel Bayley. Because you saw her as a face and she's so... I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to... Like, I know there was the silliness of like I don't want to use a kendo stick. Kendo sticks are mean. I just want to hurt people with my fists.
With my hands.
But still, you had that feel of like her aura was someone who just wants to be a wrestler, doesn't want to be a person who hurts people.
Right.
So then when she became this heel character that basically became like basically Super Karen. Like she got the hairstyle to mix it and everything and was like being like, I want to talk to the general manager and stuff like that. It just really is fantastic. And now I can't even imagine her being like huggy Bayley anymore.
Like the hugger Bayley seems so far in the past now. Like it's like, why would you ever want to go back to that when you have such a good?
Yeah. And I think testament to that was like her coming back on SummerSlam, right? Mm-hmm. And people immediately being like, "Oh, you're still the heel one. We're still going to boo you." There wasn't even that second of like, because usually no matter if someone is a popular figure in wrestling,
like if she ever like went and came back and had the side ponytail again, she wouldn't get cheered.
Yeah.
You're like, what are you doing? Why are you going back? Like, no. Yeah. Like, go back to the Karen haircut. We want to boo you.
But like also when people come back, like when people who were heels when they got their big injury come back from their injury, they usually get cheered that first night, right? Mm-hmm. Like whether they were Seth Rollins or their whatever else, they usually get that big cheer, like welcome back. She was immediately the Bayley that she had been 14 months earlier. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't, and I was just really surprised at just how good she was in that role. I didn't think that she would. Finn Balor would be a close second of wrestlers recently that did a really good heel turn that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. Are you talking about the NXT one where he's like there with he's there with Ciampa and Gargano and then just Pele kicks. Yeah,
but no, Bayley, heel Bayley.
No, I can definitely see that. So my number 6, we're just it was a tag team that just came out of NXT. You know, just 2 really loud Australians who just
that's a good call.
Are the just seem like the worst.
That's a very good
everything
call.
They do just seems like the worst. Just they come out, shout their name, they pose. One of them just
yeah.
In the most Australian accent ever, just asks, "Why are you?"
When I think that their main roster debut was destroying Charlotte Flair.
Yeah,
like they debuted as like being like an actual force,
they debuted an actual force, and then they just went right back to being just iconic. Yeah, or the Inspiration, as formerly known as. Yes. But yeah, just the Iconics. Just you there's something about them. Like there's just that's everything they do is just I want to watch it.
That's a really good call. I had them on my underrated list back in the day because I do think that they are like. Because it's not just that they're funny, but like the way they carry it through a match. Like through a whole match, they are shouting at each other, talking to each other, being like, no, don't do this, don't do that.
You gotta be joking me.
They are keeping the gimmick going throughout the entire match. Of their matches.
Even their post-matches interview where they find, they always pick on poor Kayla Braxton. She's not with the company anymore, but they always find out, hi Kayla! Just yell this really like very heavy like Australian accent, and they would just like turn it up to 11, and it was just brilliant. It was just brilliant. Everything they did was just great. Yeah, especially the Royal Rumble interview, where one of them comes out and is like, "Oh no, I'm waiting."
Yes. Yeah, that was great. That stuff. That was Billy Kay, wasn't it?
I think I can't remember if it was Billy Kay or Cassidy.
That was when they'd split up, wasn't it? Billy Kay was doing her "Here's my resume."
No. That was when they were still together. It was like it was like one of the first or second women's Royal Rumble, and they were still together. And I think Peyton Royce came out first and was like, no, I can't remember who came out first.
Must have been Billy Kay.
Must have been Billy Kay, because it seems like a really Billy Kay thing to do. Yeah. Like, no, wait, I'm waiting for my friend. I'm not going in yet.
Yes.
The rules say that I don't have to go in now.
They are wonderful. Okay, number 5, just for a change, I've gone for a bit of a cheat.
You cheeky bastard.
I know, that's me. You know, it's like, I've got to make a top 10 list, so put a good, 17 wrestlers on it. Mm-hmm. And also, I was thinking, if I haven't given Ozzy an aneurysm with the Miz entry, then I think I can, pop that little air bubble in the back of his brain by saying pretty much every single celebrity in WWE in 2021 and 2022.
I think
Bad Bunny, Logan Paul, Jackass Man, Knoxville, all of them.
I think I just heard Ozzy's brain pop.
Yeah, just like all of them. Fantastic. Especially the Mousetrap. The best part was the Mousetrap. Of all the things, the Mousetrap, the giant Mousetrap. That's it. I'm going to say here right now, the best thing in the history of wrestling was a giant mouth. It was not. It was very funny though.
It was very funny.
Yeah. But no, all three of those people.
No,
when Bad Bunny turned up at the Royal Rumble doing his terrible rap to Booker T, I was like, I want this person to disappear from wrestling. And he didn't disappear. He kept showing up and being like, my friend's Damian Priest. I now have the 24/7 title for some reason. I don't want it, so I'm going to give it to someone else. And then he had that match at WrestleMania. And it was
he did really
fantastic.
Well. Yeah.
Then Logan Paul turned up. One of the most hateful people I could ever think of.
One of the worst people on the planet.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Oh, by the way, Ozzy, the linking factor between both of those people, they needed The Miz to carry the matches and make them work. Because The Miz is an underrated genius. Carrying on.
you keep popping. Poor Ozzy. The blood must be pouring out of his ears right now.
But then Johnny Knoxville had exactly the match that Johnny Knoxville needed to have.
Right, just a spot fest of random weapons.
Nonsense.
Your favorite spot of Chris Pontius coming in dressed as the party boy.
No, that needed to die. That needed to die.
Naked Median 2.0.
How
was Naked Median mentioned twice on this list already?
Yes. The slamming Andre the Giant 2.0. That was impressive.
Oh, we man.
Yeah, I wonder if, like, on a ratio basis, was that a bigger body slam than Hulk Hogan slamming Andre?
I think so, because Wee Man is a very wee man. So
yeah, I mean, over that one he urinates a lot, right? So it's but no, just all three of those people. I was expecting all of them to be terrible, and they all gave some of the most entertaining matches of their respective pay-per-views.
Oh, I 100%. Number 5 is it was a group. It was a really short-lived group, only a couple months. But two guys that just would get in the ring and crack the worst jokes. Just Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss.
Okay,
they're just because I think Corbin is.
So you're taking Happy Corbin over Sad Corbin.
You can kind of just say Corbin during that entire time of like 2021, the 2020 to present time,
right? Where
he just was King Corbin, lost his crown, lost all of his money, became Sad Corbin. Sad Corbin was a joy. It was not a guilty pleasure at all. It was just a pleasure. So I didn't really consider Sad Corbin.
Fair enough.
But then he just changed his name from King Corbin. I'm now Sad Corbin. Titantron and everything. Sad Corbin.
Yeah.
Like nameplate. Sad Corbin. And it's like that's fucking great. And then he wins all his money back at a casino, and all of a sudden he's Happy Corbin. And not only that, I have my friend here who just cracks the worst jokes and then laughs at himself because his jokes are so funny to him, and only to him.
That was
it was. Yeah. you think it would be the worst?
Yes. I know that we talk about like the what is now in the past, the Vince McMahon era of being an out-of-touch person that doesn't get what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's Vince's idea or someone else's idea, whoever made that idea knew exactly what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
No one was thinking Madcap Moss is funny, or this is going to be over, or people are going to cheer to this. Everyone knew this is going to annoy every single person that's watching it in the best way.
Yeah, annoy in the best way, not annoy in like a go away, like get out of here, I don't want to see you kind of way. But annoy just like this is like it's kind of like the Iconics.
Yeah,
like how they're so annoying, but the Iconic, you get excited when you see them. I got excited when I saw Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss come out because I'm like, oh boy, they're gonna do something stupid.
Yes, no, I get that at all. Okay, so my number 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give young Ozzy a break. And this is the one on my list that might mean I need to, like, duck.
Okay.
Yeah. So, in the recent history, we've had a bunch of people, like, in NXT or on the main roster who have had name changes, random gimmick changes, things that people have kind of been very upset by. Because they are like, we knew this person, I always think of them as this, I won't call them this, I won't call them that. In all of that list, there has been one shining light, one person that got put in with a group on SmackDown, and everything about that group is a joy. And as much as I understand that Pete Dunne is a really good wrestler, Butch is a delight. Butch is wonderful. The thing when they started going on social media going, where is Butch? We can't find Butch. And you got Ridge Holland, little Yorkshire man going, we'd be looking for Butch. Where's Butch going? That's my Yorkshire accent. It doesn't sound like anyone from Yorkshire. But like, it's just a joy. Butch is wonderful.
You keep talking, all I hear is hit me, hit me, hit me.
Butch is wonderful. It's wonderful. I maintain if no one knew who Pete Dunne was, and Butch debuted, everyone would be saying, this guy's fantastic.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. If it was anybody but Pete, an established former United Kingdom champion, Pete Dunne, like I think Pete Dunne is the second longest reigning UK champion.
Yeah. After I think Walter beat him.
Walter.
Sorry, Gunther. My mistake.
Mm-hmm. But Pete Dunne is also someone who has appeared on the main roster as Pete Dunne, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you're Butch now.
Yeah, but he's so good as Butch.
Is Butch even like a British name?
No, it's the name of a fucking rabid wolf that's just trying to kill you.
Like, because whenever I hear Butch,
he's like a little Jack Russell that thinks he's going to beat a Great Dane. It's fantastic.
But
it's so good.
Whenever I hear Butch,
it's so good.
It's not.
It's the best. It's the fourth best. But it's. Butch
again, I keep hearing you just hit me.
Butch is a delight.
Butch is
that whole group of Sheamus, Ridge Holland.
I agree, the group is good, but Ridge Holland kept his name from NXT.
Yeah,
and Ridge Holland was the lesser.
Ridge Holland is just rugby man. I'm just rugby man. I am. I'm from Yorkshire, just doing my Yorkshire things.
But Ridge Holland was like the lesser, like the weaker character on NXT.
Pete Dunne was Pete Dunne, but it was closer to Yorkshire than the first attempt.
Well, what fucking Yorkshire Alex? Are you talking about tea?
No, they just
Yorkshire tea.
No, it's
Yorkshire Gold.
No, imagine if somebody from Birmingham was a little bit happier, but not much. Just like 10%.
I don't know the Birmingham accent. I'm American.
Okay. Imagine the most miserable accent you can think of, and then make it 10% happier. Then you've got Yorkshire.
So an English, 10% happier English accent?
Just do your number 4.
Yeah, my number 4. It's a rehash from what we talked about. It's the Ezekiel Elrod,
right.
Elias family drama. Just everything about that is wonderful. I love every second of it.
It's so good.
We talked about it a lot, so we don't need to go too much into it. No. But it's my number 4. I have it higher on this because I think it's better.
Like I say, the only thing about it that I kind of it's one time when I'm sad that we're no longer in the cinematic match thing. Because if they could somehow do Team Ezekiel as like a cinematic Survivor Series match, where they just have a team of Ezekiel, Elrod, Elias, and his dad.
They still could do a cinematic match, like a tag team match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel and Elias.
Yeah.
But then somehow you get run-ins from, here's the sister, here's the dad, here's the mom. Exactly. It is all just Ezekiel in different costumes.
Exactly. Just keep going.
It'd be wonderful. The little, I loved the picture, the family picture they had. There was the little boy.
Yes. It's so good.
That was funny.
Have you seen what people have turned it into like a 1990s parental explicit lyrics like CD cover? Like it looks like a real big fish or something.
I see that.
Yeah.
I saw it today.
Okay, number 3. Number 3 is one of my favorite wrestlers for just how well they always get themselves over, how much they push themselves as a character, how over they are, even when they're in the indies. They become one of the biggest names of the indies. But when they debuted their look, when they got transferred to ECW, WWE, the old like third brand ECW, and they suddenly showed up one day with this God knows what the hell they were wearing, just a bunch of colors that looked like NXT 2.0's great-great-great-grandfather had showed up in clothes form. Zack Ryder. Everything about that whole being like, I'm just some guy from not quite New York, and I say, woo, woo, woo. You know it.
You know it.
And I say, bro, because we all know that the best people in wrestling use bro.
Bro.
Exactly, right? Like, everything about that should have been horrible. But Zack Ryder is so endearingly dorky, right? He's so like...
No, he's very endearing.
Yes.
Like even Zack Ryder or Matt Cardona.
Yeah, no, carrying on as Matt Cardona right now. It's like, it's something where
So
of all the people on the indie scene right now, that's the person I would love to somehow us magic the money to bring to Korea. Right? It would just be fantastic.
That'd be great. I loved his whole shtick of when he was after he beat Nick Gage and was like, "I'm your deathmatch king."
Yeah, all
king
that.
of the deathmatch. And he did a deathmatch, and then
the GCW universe.
GCW universe, which just totally pisses off all the GCW marks.
Yeah,
because they're like, "We're different. We game changer wrestling. We're hardcore wrestling."
Exactly. I am a GCW superstar.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm going to send Nick Gage to a local medical facility.
Like he used all the wrestling terms that all those people would like. Because a lot of people who watch GCW are like the really hardcore wrestling marks who like
he knew exactly what he was doing.
That hate WWE, and he did a great job about just poking that bear.
Yeah, he just knew what he was doing because like, he had that match with Nick Gage where he like knowingly went in a white t-shirt, right? So that like by the end of the match it was a red t-shirt.
It was like red and pink t-shirt.
But no, I just think Zack Ryder, just the way that he's able to, whether it's the stuff that he did at the very early stages of ECW, being the Zedra Long Island story or any of that other stuff, it's just he consistently creates that thing where it's like kind of him, but evolving to suit whatever situation he's in. And I feel like you always get behind him. Like even when he randomly won the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania in the ladder match, and you're like, yes, finally the renaissance of Zack Ryder. And then when the Miz beat him the next day, and you're like, no, the end of the renaissance of Zack Ryder.
No, that was fast.
Yeah. But no, I just feel like he's great.
No, I agree. I really agree with that. All right, so I know you finished giving Ozzy aneurysms. But I feel now it's my turn to give Ozzy some aneurysms.
But he's just a twitching carcass on the floor now.
Yeah, I like kicking people when they're down. So my number 3 is someone who I know he really hates, but someone who I think has taken something that is silly. Something that is silly, that shouldn't work. And they don't win very many matches, but they don't let it affect their character, and the character is unarguably over. People like the character. And that character is very nice, very evil. Danhausen.
I mean, you don't need to wait for Ozzy to read this. Like,
Yeah, you're feeling the same thing?
It's like... He's... No.
Tell me he's not over.
Oh, yeah, but there's AEW people. They just get told, this is a new thing in AEW WWE doesn't have. Okay, we automatically like it. What is it? It's a guy...
No, because he was over before he went to AEW.
With Germans.
Not just Germans.
He's someone that Germans think are funny.
Germans have a sense of humor.
Yeah, it's dressing up in white paint and going, Danhausen is very evil. I am an evil person. I put curse on you.
I think Danhausen... Because you look at Danhausen's character, and you have people like Charlie, where they, that won't work, he's too silly, I don't want comedy in my wrestling. And him just being over the top and silly.
The New Day, Scotty Too Hotty, Ezekiel, Mizdow, Butch, Zack Ryder. I am okay with comedy in my wrestling. I just have this crazy idea that comedy needs to be funny.
It isn't funny.
It's not.
It is. I like Danhausen. I think he's taking something silly and just making it good and enjoyable. And I really enjoy watching Danhausen. I follow his vlogs. He's really funny.
You done?
I guess so.
Good. We don't need to go more into that. We're going to stick with like real wrestlers that actually have some sort of credibility, as it were. Speaking of real wrestlers that have a credibility that don't need to rely on like stupid face paint and stupid nonsense to get by, I am thinking of a character that, specifically when they debuted in their heel character. This is someone who just turned expectations on its head. Someone were like, if you've never seen this person in their heel form when they first debuted for their opening year, you will not realize how great this character was. Not just as a really good wrestler. Their matches with Marty Jannetty and the Macho Man are some of the best matches I saw in early Raw. And it is Doink the Clown.
Evil Doink?
Yeah, Evil Doink.
No, Evil Doink before Doink became a comedy act was literally terrifying.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Like, even the entrance theme. Like, could you see the entrance theme? It's like... And it just goes into this sinister... And the guy's face... I mean, it helped that the guy was like a manic depressive on drugs, so he had a face of, I want to kill everybody.
Doink...
I mean, God rest his soul.
Yeah.
He's not with us anymore.
Doink during that first run was great. Terrifying, brilliant, scary, and was putting on great matches. And it's like... And it was when they changed him to a comedy character, everyone was like,
when they brought in Dink.
Yeah.
That was the... And Dink was also the Macho Midget.
Dink was also the Macho Midget?
Yeah. Because when they did the Macho Man versus Doink, they debuted... The Macho Midget debuted in that
Can
match.
You say that?
Well, that's his name. I know it's not an okay, but it's very hard because it was his name.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Maybe
wrestling
macho-
still uses that term.
Macho little man? Little
Hey.
person?
And then we're back into Jackass.
Macho, yeah, kind of weird.
It's complicated, yes.
Yeah.
But then they became Dink afterwards. But no, that Doink run where he was just doing all that heel stuff. He had a really interesting submission. Like, first, the whoopee cushion was a fantastic... How he didn't crush people's throats with that whoopee cushion. But I watched it again recently thinking, like, maybe I was just like, you know, with like not seeing it for a long time, I'm just imagining in my head that he was doing a flying senton off the top rope, but then he was. But he also did a submission called the Stump Puller.
Oh, I remember the Stump Puller.
And that looks vicious.
Yeah.
That looks like something that would just be unpleasant.
Probably
But
was.
that's my number 2, Doink the Clown. You know, none of your silly people in makeup nonsense. Doink.
Don't worry. Yeah, because people with makeup, they can't work. So I know I broke you with my number 3, and I'm probably going to break you again with my number 2. Actually, I know for a fact number 2 is going to break you.
If any of these people appear on Being the Elite.
I mean, they've been on Being the Elite. They've also been in a 5-star hardcore tag team match on AEW TV.
Is it the sex doll that fought Kenny Omega?
No, not the sex doll.
Okay.
It's just freshly squeezed.
What?
Freshly squeezed.
Why?
Orange Cassidy.
Why would you... Now that Marco Stunt is gone, that's literally the worst thing left in
See, I
AEW,
disagree.
not called the Young Bucks.
I think Orange Cassidy's great. Because at first
He is single-handedly responsible for me not watching AEW.
Oh, I know. But my opinion. So my list, my opinion. Okay?
I did a rant 6 shows ago.
I
can do the same rant. I can do the same rant.
We just replay that rant. You know, just played it right here. No, but
because if you're about to argue it's because he's a good wrestler, you know where I stand.
I'm talking about the gimmick. The gimmick of just this lethargic guy who just puts his hands in his pockets, wears sunglasses, just doesn't care about anything. You think it wouldn't work, but
it doesn't work. That's why I think
it does work.
It doesn't.
Tell me he's not over.
Yeah, again, with AEW fans, anyone can be
Wrestling
AEW fans. If someone put up a
I'm an
thing
AEW
that says Charlie West is all elite, people are going to think I'm good.
Okay,
That's all it takes.
I'm an AEW fan and I'm a WWE fan. You know there's people who like both. Like most people do like both and watch both. It's just the ones on the internet that are like we're doing complaining about shit. But we do it in video form, not text form.
I wouldn't complain about anything.
Yeah.
Wrestling is subjective. Everyone is welcome to their opinions, no matter how wrong they may be.
Orange Cassidy's great.
Okay.
He's freshly squeezed.
Shall we honourable mention?
We shall honorable mention.
We've only had one crossover, haven't we? So far. Ezekiel.
So far, Ezekiel, yeah.
Right, so my 3 honourable mentions are... one is another person who began as a face that absolutely didn't work, but then the heel turn made people love them to the point that they became a face that could never turn heel anymore. A bit like the New Day, but just one person. And it's probably more of a miracle that this happened for them. Maybe a Milan miracle. Santino Marella.
I have Santino on my honorable mentions as well.
There we go.
There's the first, second crossover.
Hooray! He was 13th on mine.
He was 11th.
Okay. So you think slightly more surprisingly good than I did.
Yeah. I mean, because whenever I think about Santino, I think about that Elimination Chamber.
He almost won.
Yeah. And people were just going insane.
And the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
They did that as well in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
It was just... So my number 12 is... I mean, if you disagree with this, then somebody better call my mama. Because it is Brodus Clay from Planet Funk. Brodus Clay should not have worked. It's meant to be a rib, right? That he turned up unfit or was late or something. So they were like, okay, you're not going to be the monster that we were planning you to be. You've got a couple of girls and you're going to be from Planet Funk with the Funkadactyls. But it was wonderful. It's great.
No, I agree.
Okay, you're not one of your honorable mentions?
Oh.
Okay, so my number 11, and this is my this was so close to making my list because I think it was so fun, and I'm so sad that the person who portrayed this, I think, ended up quitting the company because they threw a hissy fit over this not being what they wanted to do because they felt that they should be always the champion, always and always on top, which is Mr. America. That I just feel that like that was such a fun thing that he was doing, right? So
I mean, it kind of like Ezekiel Elrod, the precursor to Ezekiel Elrod.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
like when they were doing, when Kevin Owens was doing like the lie detector, I was like, please, just literally beat for beat copy the lie detector from Mr. America. Like that's what they were going to do. But am I right that Hulk got pissed off with that gimmick and that's why he left?
I wouldn't.
Because I feel like he never became Hulk Hogan again.
No, he never became Hulk Hogan after the Mr. America thing.
Yeah,
he started doing the Mr. America thing because Vince and Hulk Hogan had that big feud.
Yeah,
they had the WrestleMania Hardcore match.
Yes, and then after that, Hulk lost a match, or Hulk was fired or something.
Then Mr. America came back.
But the Mr. America thing was so fun.
Yeah, no,
it was like one of the most times that I've enjoyed Hulk Hogan at any point in his career. Like it was just really fun. And I just wish that we had more of that type of thing, of someone who's like, I don't need to be in the main event, I'm just going to do silly.
No.
Okay, those are my 3 honorable mentions. So you had Santino.
I had Santino. I also had Biker Undertaker.
What kind of moron would think Biker Undertaker was?
Well, Biker, American Badass Undertaker, there was a period where it was considered, like, bad. Like,
yes,
no one
from the inception to the point it ended, right?
Pretty much,
yeah.
I actually like the Biker Undertaker because it's like, oh, this big ass Texan dude.
I should introduce you to Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah? He also had that opinion.
Oh, about Biker Taker being.
Yes, I believe he even felt that Biker Taker was the best incarnation.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that Biker Taker was the best Undertaker. But I enjoyed watching Biker Taker running down to the. I didn't like the new metal Limp Bizkit because I don't like Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, that's fair.
But him coming down to or Kid Rock.
Yes.
But when he had that, like, you know, You're Gonna Pay theme song, him running down the motorcycle, that theme song was pretty badass.
I can see that. I feel like when you got like people coming to the ring on vehicles, you've got like Eddie Guerrero in a car.
Mm-hmm.
You got Rusev in a tank. You've got Triple H in any of his WrestleMania vehicles. You've got Shotzi in a tank, and then about here you've got Taker on a bicycle.
You put Shotzi in the tank number 1. Shotzi in the tank is the best.
Is that what I'm about to say? Okay, there we go. You heard it here first. His number 1. No, sorry. Carry on. What's your other one?
And my last one. It's a gimmick that it was a popular wrestler, and most people most people like this wrestler, but at least on the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community, people were sour.
Oh, when have they ever been wrong?
They're no.
Yeah.
No.
People that give their opinions on the internet are never ever correct.
Internet Wrestling Community is never wrong. You don't want to get pissed off at you. Anyways.
Just a bunch of people that love the sound of their own voice.
Right.
Check the microphone, make sure they got that.
Yeah. But no, Big Time Bex. When she started wearing the really outlandish outfits.
Like, so you were not a fan of that originally?
Not originally. I thought it was like, I saw it and I'm like, what is she doing? She just looks ridiculous. But then as time goes on and she was just leaning more into it and getting pretty, her outfit started
So this is
wild.
From her return at SummerSlam.
Right.
Because she was kind of doing it as a face at the end when she,
when
she got pregnant, right?
Before she left away for her baby.
Yeah.
She was kind of getting outlandish kind of sunglasses and shoes and outfits and stuff like that. She came back and she came back at SummerSlam, was doing like the man gimmick. And like, oh, the man's back. But then she changed it to Big Time Bex and just started getting more out. Like she essentially started being like mid-noughties Lady Gaga with her outfits.
Yeah.
And it's just getting more and more outlandish. And it's like, something I enjoyed. I just like, this is great. She's just going crazy with it. It seems like she was a gimmick she was having fun with, just being...
I kind of preferred it when it became this is the underdog success story of Becky Lynch. Like when she lost the title and was like, this is meant to be the heroic Hollywood-style story of someone who rises out of obscurity.
I liked it when she went crazy. She was like going crazy. Like, I'm not winning. But I kind of like how her and Seth have kind of just gone like, let's just start wearing more and more outrageous outfits. And I think they're both making it work.
Yeah. I feel like on Halloween they should just wear a t-shirt and jeans.
That would just throw everyone out. Like, what are you doing?
Yes. Okay, so number 1.
Number 1.
So before you reveal what I'm assuming your number 1 is going to be at this point.
You probably already know.
I just wasn't sure if it was going to be number 1 or not. But before we reveal that, mine, I think I need to set this up because it's a gimmick that everyone thinks is fantastic. It's a fantastic thing that from the inception was fantastic. But I think that when you think about what it was perceived to be and how the WWE is in the past with setting up certain things, I think that when you have a character such as, say, The Undertaker, it's not The Undertaker. When you have a character such as, say, The Undertaker.
Well, you can get your Taker?
No.
Guilty pleasure?
No. But when you have things like that and you've set up different things with them in the past, like you have a magical urn that does stuff, you have fake Taker, and you have stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. And you have all this stuff that fails at different levels, right? Then when the WWE says, you know what we're going to do? You know that guy that we've had be a dentist and be Diesel? We're going to make them the Undertaker's brother. That's never going to fail. It's a terrible idea that should have absolutely bombed. Like the idea of we're going to have another kind of Undertaker that's not Undertaker, and it's going to be their brother.
It's going to do almost all of the Undertaker's moves at the time.
Exactly. It's like Kane should not have worked. On paper, Kane absolutely should not have worked. It was a wrestler who had failed twice with 2 gimmicks, bad gimmicks. Not saying that the rest is fantastic, but they were given 2 bad gimmicks that they failed with twice. Mm-hmm. And when that guy, they can't do well the third time with brother of wrestler that already exists, with moveset of things, and it's already a spooky spookums, Kane absolutely should not have worked.
No, I so
so for me, Kane is someone where when I found out what Kane was, it was just like, that's fantastic. And I feel like everything screams that should have been like a fake Kane, or a fake Taker, or Lord Tensai, or all of these other monsters that last for the one feud that they're designed for and then disappear. I feel like Kane had the shelf life of 3 months, and somehow that 3-month shelf life became 20-something years, and he absolutely deserves it. It's fantastic.
I agree. That's good number one.
But I almost wonder, if anyone's ever asked, Glenn Jacobs, when you were pitched that, even though it was working with The Undertaker on a big thing, were you there going
this has a short shelf life?
Yeah, they're giving me a one and done feud here, and then I'm done. Did he ever think that was going to be his gimmick?
That'd be interesting. Someone should ask him that. And for probably the most predictable one on my list,
I can't pronounce it right though.
You have to make sure you pronounce it correctly.
Yes.
Because on paper, it's something that shouldn't work. And I think Jericho declared it on his podcast as an evil ballroom dancer. Just that. You look at it how is this a wrestler?
It's a samurai.
No. Fandango.
It was Fandango.
That's what I said. But anyways, yes. That. Fandango. My number one. Just guilty pleasure wrestler.
Yeah.
Just, whenever we play any 2K game, we play a Royal Rumble, who do I want to win every Royal Rumble?
Always. Yes.
Always Fandango. He's my boy.
Yeah.
We watch a Royal Rumble. We put bets on who could possibly win. I put money on Fandango.
Yeah.
And
I buy myself steak dinners.
Right. You don't even eat steak.
No, just to hammer it home.
Just to hammer it home. You don't even eat steak.
So I have one question about that.
Yes.
Why Tyler Breeze, Fandango? Why not just Fashion Police? Put them together.
Because they were separate.
Okay.
But then they came together.
But I just feel like their finest moment was as a tag team.
Oh, but you missed all the early Fandango stuff. Fandango was great, but then he was great there, just doing his wrestling and being evil ballroom dancer.
Yeah.
But then he started doing the comedy stuff, and then that's when Tyler Breeze came in.
Yeah.
And then that's when they elevated each other. But I think I'm kind of talking about their stuff before they got together.
Okay. Anyway,
because the Fashion Police together was just the Fashion Files. Fashion Files.
Yes.
They could have just done. They didn't even have to wrestle. They could just do that every week.
It was a wonderful time. They got the Ascension over.
They got the Ascension over. They had.
Yes.
After with the Usos, after the New Day feud, I think that Fandango feud was one of the Fashion Police feud was one of their best feuds they've had.
Yeah.
Just we had to stop the Uggos.
Yeah. Oh, the match where was it Fandango? They just had brooms and kept tripping them up.
Oh, Tyler Breeze fell behind the ring, did a costume change, came back in the ring as a janitor with a bald cap on.
Yeah.
And just kept tripping him up.
Yeah.
Tyler Breeze was doing Uso was going up for a splash. Tyler Breeze would just roll away.
Yeah.
Uso, Jay or Jimmy would walk to the other side, hop on, and he would just roll away.
Yeah. No, it was a great time.
It was just,
once that wasn't, I knew that was coming at some point. So
yeah. Fandango is my biggest guilty pleasure wrestler.
So that's our top 10 of top 10 biggest guilty pleasures or wrestlers or gimmicks that we like despite ourselves. Let us know what you think. Please don't agree with Danhausen or Orange Cassidy.
Please
They're
do.
both very, very bad.
Please do.
They're both very, very bad.
Please agree with them because it'll make Charlie really angry.
No.
Like, just
No.
comment.
No,
comment.
all you need to do is
comment
comment
a
about
half thumbs up like this, and just don't even say Orange Cassidy. Just say freshly squeezed in the comments, and just drive Charlie crazy.
You think people comment? No.
To the two people that comment, please comment freshly squeezed. Just to make this little English man angry.
No. All you need to do is just all of you understand how clever it was to pick Kane and how much you're kicking yourself for not doing it yourself. Anyhow, that's been the Charlie West Wrestling Show. Thank you for watching once more. Please subscribe, comment, do all the things. Do all the things. We're trying to hit a big, like 12 followers at some point.
Give it a half thumbs up.
Yeah. We'll see you next time. Have a good day.